Hey guys, how's it going? I actually didn't plan that little "hey guys, how's it going" thing, but yeah, there it is. And I'm Matt Brookline, and this is matLine. So, let's see, I was checking the date. I'm checking again because I can't remember. Today is April 8th, 2008, 4/8/8. I don't have to explain all of the things and everything. I guess I don't have a little opening bit yet, little opening animation, if you will. I'm going to have one. Don't have one yet. I'm working on it, okay? Be patient, guys. I'm new to this whole video, internet thing. I just got on YouTube recently, and I don't know what I've been doing before. That doesn't matter. You want to know what happened today in history. At least I hope you do. That's why you're watching. So, straight from the beginning, we'll go way back to when America was just a young land that had just been discovered. And in 1513, Ponce de Leon, who's most famous for searching for the fountain of youth to cure his problems with getting it up. In 1513, Ponce de Leon declared Florida to be controlled by the Spanish government. In 1820, on the Isle of Melos in the Aegean Sea, Venus de Milo was discovered. That's the girl with no arms. You'd recognize it if you saw it. In 1867, the Fourth World's Fair was held, and in Paris, France. It was, just starting the fourth time. They had every 4 years the way they do with the Olympics. So it was the fourth one. It was really big by the time it got to Paris. So one of the bigger ones. In 1893, this one's important, especially because of what happened yesterday with the national championship, Kansas winning. Yesterday was in 1893 was when the first collegiate basketball game was ever played. In 1895, income tax was declared unconstitutional. However, the government needed to make money, so in 1913 they passed the 16th Amendment, changing the Constitution so that it was constitutional. In 1899, Martha Place, who was convicted of committing multiple murders, was the first woman to be put in the electric chair and what's the word? I don't know what it is. I can't remember. Executed in the electric chair. In 1904, Long Acre Square was renamed Times Square. So until 1904, New York didn't have Times Square. They had Long Acre Square. So I think that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's something you think of that it's always been that way, but it hasn't. In 1913, the 17th Amendment was passed, and that allowed for the direct election of senators, so that we didn't. Before that, the state senates would pick the senators for the national level, but then they changed it so that we picked them. In 1946 was the final meeting of the League of Nations, which would eventually become the United Nations. That was the last time that it got together. 1957, the Suez Canal was reopened. In 1960, this is kind of interesting, the Civil Rights Act of 1960 was passed. While it was on the table and being discussed and everything, 18 Democratic senators, three groups of 6, and they organized a filibuster so that they would only have to speak for 4 hours each every 3 days, and they spoke for 125 hours and 31 minutes with one 15-minute break in the middle, which is kind of impressively long. And people had to sit through all of it, and then it still passed, so they totally lost. In 1975, Frank Robinson became the first African-American manager. He managed, and that was his first game to manage, in the Cleveland Indians. So, bravo to the Cleveland Indians for making a big step forward. So that's pretty much all the news. So now on the history. Now on to the birthdays. We're going to go with Betty Ford, who the Betty Ford Clinic is named after, Gerald Ford's wife, First Lady. Kofi Annan of Ghana, the Secretary General of the UN. the 7th Secretary General. Tom DeLay of Sugar Land, Texas. He was the former House Majority Leader. Very, very corrupt. Very corrupt. Then Izzy Stradlin, who is the rhythm guitarist for Guns N' Roses, who also wrote most of their songs. So that was kind of interesting. John Charles Julian Lennon, who is the son of John Lennon, named Julian after his grandmother, and he is the the focus of the song Hey Jude. It was originally Hey Jules, but then Paul McCartney wrote it, and then he changed it to Hey Jude because he didn't want it to sound as girly. And then Biz Markie, semi-famous rapper. Pretty sure he's on The Surreal Life. Not positive. Also Patricia Arquette, who is David Arquette's sister and Rosanna Arquette's sister, and she's on the television show Medium, if you're into that. Another thing, and this is kind of exciting for me because I was looking through birthdays for today, and it's my cousin's birthday, and he was in there because he's kind of famous. His name, well, I don't know if he might not really be famous. His name's Darren Jesse. He is the drummer. He was the drummer for Ben Folds 5 of Rick fame, and he has his own band now called Hotel Lights. So, then in the news today, so now on to things that could make today historical. There was a documentary on the LA Times, an expose in the LA Times, pointing the finger of for who killed Tupac at Puff Daddy. But the funny thing about the whole thing is that it's all based on a false FBI report. It's not so. As they were just, I guess it's a little bit publicity for Puff Daddy. I'm sure he doesn't really appreciate it because it's not the kind of stuff you want. And another thing, that the Olympic torch just got to San Francisco, which is now it's like a lantern.